Hello Earthlings, my name is Medina Nurdwi Sakti with student ID number 2410117220017, and I'm from University of Langmangkurat English Language Education Study Program. And with this video, I would like to retelling or explain my friend's poster presentation that I've seen before, and then I would like to make a conclusion about it. So, for the focuses, we have three focuses. It's structure, reading, and listening skill. So it will or it might help us to do TOEFL or IELTS to test our English skill. And then for the first is structure. So first, I would like to telling the material from my friends. It's from Melinda Maghribi and Yasir Abdillah. They present a structure. It's about object of preposition. So object of preposition is an object of preposition when the noun or pronoun that follows preposition and completes the meaning of a prepositional phrase. So for example, she is sat on the chair. The word chair as a noun is the object of preposition on. So the noun follows preposition. That's why for the conclusion, to find an object of preposition is to look after the preposition in the sentence. The second from structure material, it's my friends Adelia Salma, Mursida, and Rahma Diatitarani. So they talk about distinguish countable and uncountable nouns. So as we have learned before, countable nouns, it's something that can be counted. 1 apple, 2 apples, and uncountable noun is obviously cannot be counted. Well, it cannot be counted individually, like water, rice, sugar. That's why we use many for the countable one and much for the uncountable one. So for example, how much the water or how many apples in the table. For the conclusion, recognizing the difference is to help you choose the subject. For the correct quantifier, is it the much or is it many, and form of the noun in writing or speaking. So for the second skills is reading, and I would like to represent to you a reading skill from Muhammad Rizik Zaini Al-Banjari and Hari Maulana Hakim. They talk about reading definition from structural clues, so you can understand the meaning of unfamiliar words by looking at clues in the sentence, such as definition, example, or restatement about the topic. For example, photosynthesis, which means the process by which plant makes food, and it's essential for the plant life, right? So for the conclusion, structural clues help reader guess meaning without using a dictionary. So it might help us improving reading. Like by what I said, it's like the photosynthesis. We don't know what is photosynthesis mean for the first time, but when we read the sentence after it, which mean the process of plants making food, and so it will help us knowing about photosynthesis. For the second skill of reading, it's from Naya Azhara and Nur Afifah. So they talk about determine tone and purpose. So tone refers to writer's attitude. Is it humor? Is it formal, scary, or serious? And purpose to refers to why the text is written. To inform, to entertain, to give us persuade. So for example, a news article a news article might have an informative purposes with a neutral tone, or like the weather is blah 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 blah, so we know that they are serious about the weather information. And then so it might be identifying tone and purpose help readers understand and analyze a text more deeply, and how the readers might take for the text. So for the last skill is listening. I got from my friend Ratna and Dias. So they talk about listen for empathic expression of surprise. So surprise is that it tells us that the speaker doesn't expect it to be happen. So the surprise is show strong emotion or reaction. For example, there you go, or no way, you're kidding, or then here is it. So the conclusion is to recognize empathic expression improves listening comprehension and help understand the speaker emotion, like that. And for the second material from listening, it's anticipate the topic. It's from Jiska Ramadhani and Aisyah Kendra Keisha Winsari. They talk about anticipate the topic for long conversation. Anticipate mean guessing the topic, okay, before long conversation ahead. So before listening, we can guess the topic based on the title, keyword, or first few sentences. For example, if a speaker start with "Today I want to talk about my idol," so we know the topic is about music or their idol, like either K-pop or music or dance. Or for the second example, like "Today I want to talk about the regime," we know the topic is political. For the conclusion, anticipating the topic help you focus your listening and understand content better, so you have prepared for the next few dialogue.